Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this week. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all over the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. We've got a whole bunch of callers on hold, and so let's go ahead and go to the phones. But before I forget, you want to sign up for Ask Julie Ryan Live. The next one's going to be Tuesday, November 22nd from 8 to 10 Eastern. And it's a blast. It's like an online Zoom slumber party. And a bunch of us get together, and there's no commercials. I give away a whole bunch of prizes like free sessions, free classes, free books, free other stuff. It's really fun. And also you have the opportunity to ask questions. I'll pick people randomly. I pick people randomly for the prizes. You got to be there in person in order to win a prize or ask a question. And it is so much fun. We had the first one last month, and we had a whole bunch of people there, and it was really magical. We had some healings that happened where angels showed up, and it was really amazing. I think that it was because of the vibe that we all had together, and we all were sending good positive wishes to the person that was asking the question. So it was really extraordinary, and I hope you get to join us. Just go to askjulieryan.com/live and get your ticket. It's going to be on Tuesday, November 22nd from 8 to 10 Eastern. And so hope you're able to join us. Alrighty, let's go to the phones. Our first caller is Conrad. Hi, Conrad.
Hey, Julie, how's it going?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. I'm excited to be here.
Terrific. Me too. Where are you? Where are you located?
Whittier, California.
Okay. Terrific. Got a question for me?
I do, and I was trying to figure out. I have so many, but I know we got to keep it to one. So my question is regarding dreams. Over the last years or decades, I've had problems sleeping or dreaming, recalling my dreams. Recently, they've been a little bit more active, a little bit more vibrant. I'm just wondering what that blockage is about, or what I can do to facilitate, welcoming my dreams.
Well, you're dreaming, you're just not remembering them. So what you can do, Conrad, is I will dictate into my phone if I have a dream, because I don't want to turn the light on and write it down on a piece of paper with a pen. A lot of people will keep a pen and paper next to their bed and write it down. But you know how when you're in the middle of a dream, have you ever woken up in the middle of a dream and you think, oh, I got to remember that. And then you wake up and you think, oh, I don't remember that. That's how that works. Most of us don't remember our dreams. I know that there are books out there about lucid dreaming and things like that. And one thing I know that can help, Conrad, is if before you go to sleep, you just tell your brain, okay, remember my dreams. And I know that sounds really simplistic, but it works. The other thing is, if you want to meet somebody in your dream, like a deceased loved one, all you have to do is just before you go to sleep at night, just say, hey, whoever, who do you want to meet? Elvis? Hey, Elvis, let's meet at the Bellagio Hotel in Vegas. And I'll meet you there in my dreams. And then they'll show up. Keep doing it, and they eventually show up. Everybody that I've suggested that to tells me, oh, my God, it really works. I go, yeah, I know. So how about that? Do either of those resonate with you, Conrad?
Yeah, I'll give those a go. Thank you so much, Julie.
You are most welcome. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye. All righty, let's go to Jen next. Hi, Jen.
Hey, Julie, how are you?
I'm great. Are you cooking dinner?
I was. I just walked out so that I didn't have that background noise going on.
What are you fixing?
I am making some rice with zucchini and a little bit of tortellini. I have to make everybody happy in the house.
Oh, all right.
Short order cook sometimes.
We're all going to come over, so you better make a lot.
Hey, I would love it. I am a wonderful cook, and I would love to entertain everyone.
Okay. Well, where are you located?
I am in Long Beach, California. I'm just up the street from Conrad, actually.
How about that? We got a Southern California vibe going on here. Well, welcome. Do you have a question?
Thank you. I do. So last week I had an outpatient surgery, and I'm not healing as well as I had hoped. I eat really great food. However, I was hoping you can send me some energetic healing and just kind of take a look and make sure that everything looks okay.
Sure. What kind of procedure did you have?
I had a bilateral mastopexy with a capsular contracture removal.
Okay, so explain that in English to everybody so they know what the heck you're talking about. You sound like you're talking Martian.
That's fancy terms for a breast lift, and then they had to remove the kind of like a collagen buildup product from my old implants. So they had to scrape that out and then sew me back up.
Okay, so you didn't get new implants put in, you just got the old ones removed?
No, I have new implants as well. They're just much, much smaller and more reasonable from my younger days, let's say.
You've already got your honey, right? Okay, I hear you. All right.
I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
All done with babies, all that good stuff.
Perfect. So here we go, Jen. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama to you. For those of you that are first-time listeners, how this works is I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit because we're all spirits attached to a body having a human experience. And when we're attached to a body, we vibrate more slowly simply because the body has mass. So I raise my vibrational level. I watch a laser beam in my mind's eye come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's going to hook into Jen in Long Beach, California, Southern California. And then I'm going to have a hologram of her in my mind's eye. And then something will be identified and there will be some type of energetic healing that will begin. So I'm going to describe it in detail, Jen, because if you can envision what I'm seeing and describing, it's going to help integrate the healing into your body because the body's always going to follow what the brain's telling it, even if the brain doesn't believe it to be true. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading over to you in Long Beach. All right, got you. Shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. Okay, left side looks way more inflamed than the right side. Are you having more issues on the left side?
I am, unfortunately. So I have more seepage, and it is just much more uncomfortable. I used to be a left side sleeper, and so this is going to be my 7th night sleeping on my back, which is almost torture for me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So what I'm watching is I'm inside the incision just to be sure that everything's okay. It's very inflamed. So I'm putting a little bit of, I'm putting antibiotic energy on it. Antibiotic energy, Jen, looks like a fuchsia color, like fuchsia fog, more pink than purple. And that's going to help. Okay. If that's not feeling better by tomorrow, I think it would warrant you calling your surgeon and just maybe going in to get it checked to be sure it's not getting infected with that. Does it feel hot? Does it look like it's developing kind of a redness around your incision, or is it covered? Have you seen it uncovered yet? Do you have drains still in?
Yeah, I've seen it uncovered. I actually just finished my last antibiotic earlier this afternoon. That's the 7 days. And I saw the doctor on Tuesday morning, and everything looks good from the outside. It looks, and it's much more bruised on the left side. However, all the incisions look good as far as just, visual, but it does not feel good on the left side.
No. Yeah. I think you may have something brewing in there. So not only did I apply antibiotic energy, Jen, I also looks like Neosporin, but in a thicker tube, that white, cream that's kind of an antibiotic cream. I watched that get put on the inside. This is on your incision, is where the the brewing infection looks to me. So I watched cream get put both on the inside and on the outside, and then I watched some energetic suture, stitch it up a little bit tighter. I don't know what's going on with that. Did they put steri-strips on the skin above the when they closed it? Did they use sutures? Probably sutures. And then did they steri-strip it too?
They did. So they used the sutures that need to be removed in one area of the incision, and then they used the kind that dissolve underneath and down. And then they also had the steri-strip kind of tape stuff on there, which mostly came off in the shower that very first time that I took a shower, about 70 hours in post-op.
The right side looks great. This is all on the left side, and that's the one you said is causing some discomfort for you. I'm almost wondering if maybe you are having a reaction to the absorbable sutures on that side, but that doesn't make sense if you're not on the right side and you only are on the left side. So I don't know. I'm back inside. I'm watching the area get irrigated. This is right along where your incision is. This is where the opportunity is, as my husband would say. He never says the problem. He always says the opportunity, which I think is a good way to put it. My husband, Tim, ever since I've ever known him all these decades, he always says, well, we're having an opportunity. Keep a watch on that. If it doesn't feel better by tomorrow, I still think it might make sense for you to be seen, or at least you may need another round of antibiotics. You may need a different kind of antibiotic. In the meantime, do you take vitamin C and zinc by any chance, Jen?
So I take the Ester C normally. He told me to wait 7 days after a post-op until I started my antibiotic and Ester C back up, but I literally just took that today. So I will definitely maybe start loading up on that. What I've been doing every morning when I meditate is, I've been listening to you for years, I imagine the orange going all around with the glitter, like the stem cell energy, and I just imagine it going over all the incision marks. And so that I thought was helping, but that's why I called. Something's not quite right on this left side here.
I agree. So what I want you to consider doing is 1,000 milligrams of C. Do Ester C because it'll be easier on your stomach, and 50 milligrams of zinc. Do it 3 times a day.
Okay.
It's a super potent immune booster. I mean, it's just amazing. So try that, or since you're doing the C that you're drinking, just do it twice a day then. But if you start getting the runs, back off a little bit, but that'll help. And in the meantime, call the doctor if it's not better by tomorrow. Okay. Thanks for calling.
Hope you feel better. Amazing. Thank you. All right. Take care.
Bye. Stay with us, everybody. We're going to take a quick break, and we're back. Let's go to the phones again, and we've got Dana next. Hi, Dana.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Hi there.
Hi.
Oh, wow. I can't believe I'm on. I got you. Good. How are you?
Yes, ma'am. You did. Please tell everybody where you're located.
Yeah. Awesome. Villa Park, California.
Oh, my gosh.
Southern California. But it's
a
small city.
Thing?
Villa
What's
Park,
it called?
California.
It's
Villa Park, Villa Park, California.
Where is it?
Close to Disneyland.
Okay. Terrific. Well, welcome.
Close to Disneyland, Anaheim. Thank you.
Yeah. Got a question for me?
Yeah. A friend of mine got diagnosed with brain tumor March of this year, and I'm just wondering if you can get any energy from that, and if how to help her.
What's her name, Dana?
Julia, Julia.
Julia. All right. And where does she live?
In Villa Park.
Okay. All right. So she's
Same
close
as me,
by.
Villa Park.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook into you and from you to Julia, and then I'm going to ask her permission to scan her. If she says yes, I will. If she says no, I won't. Because it's an ethical thing with me. I think it's a violation of somebody's privacy if they don't want to be scanned. So I'm going to ask her telepathically. All is not lost, however, because we can always talk to her spirit. And the reason why I work that way, Dana, is because I feel like if you've got pneumonia and somebody asks you how you're feeling, the person's going to tell you how they're feeling, kind of like the spirit's going to talk to us and tell us what it wants us to know. Whereas we're not looking at your chest x-ray without your permission. So that's how I justify talking to the spirit in this situation. So here we go. I'm connected into you.
Okay.
My laser beam keeps ricocheting out to the left coast where you guys are. All right, got ya. Okay, going to Julia. God, Julia, I'm talking to Dana. Is it okay if I scan you energetically? She said yes. She goes, well, why yes? She said, why yes? Like that, why yes? So, all right. What I'm doing is getting her on my radar. And let's see what's happening with her. All right. The energy, Dana, went to the left side of her head. I don't know if that's where the tumor is, but that's where the energy went. So let me see if I can. Well, I'm seeing a mass.
You know what? It is on her. It is on her left. It is on her left side.
Okay.
Left side of the brain.
So what I'm doing is I'm watching it get encapsulated and removed. And then there's a little bit of stem cell energy that's going in. Brain matter, my analogies sometimes are really wild and hilarious. And it's only because Spirit shows me these images so that I can describe it so we have some frame of reference for all this energy healing woo-woo stuff that we're doing. And so brain matter looks to me like thick cooked oatmeal, Dana, and the tumor looks like a mass of tissue, and it's dark. So I've scooped it out. Imagine if you took a spoonful of oatmeal and you scooped it out, it leaves a divot in the oatmeal in the bowl. And then I'm putting stem cell energy in. What Jen was just talking about, the caller before you. Stem cell energy is the coolest stuff. It'll redo any body part we need. It'll do a kidney or a liver. It'll just heal anything. And it looks like a light amber colored gel, has sparkles in it, has a watery consistency to it. Reminds me of Dippity-Doo hair gel when I was a kid. I don't know if you were old enough to remember Dippity-Doo, but that's what it reminds me of. So that's going into the divot. And then there's a vortex spinning above it, which is going to redo her brain matter. It's going to replace and regenerate her brain matter. In the meantime, let's do a DNA healing on her. There are 7 strands of DNA that have come out of an X chromosome. They look like pieces of paper you'd see inside a fortune cookie with a fortune written on them. They are represented by the DNA is the recipe that tells the cells how to behave. And DNA is made up of 4 nucleic acids, and they are represented by 4 letters, ATCG. One strand of DNA can have 100,000 letters on it. Dana, it can have 1 billion letters. I'm watching those letters get resequenced. When they're resequenced, they snap back into the chromosome, and then they'll go back into the body once that happens. So I'm watching them get resequenced right now. How is she doing? What are the doctors saying? What's her treatment plan?
Well, she's in between chemo, so they keep doing chemo, but it's inoperable, and it's grade 4, and so she just has to keep doing the chemo.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So right now she's in between. I'll see her tomorrow, but she's in between the chemo, so she has to keep doing chemo for the rest of her life.
Oh, geez. All right. So the chemo, I'm glad you told me that, because there's a healing that I watch for chemo patients. The DNA is still reconfiguring. And what it's doing is it takes the DNA back to a normal recipe. Because when we have cancer or some disease, the DNA gets mutated. There's some kind of a trigger that makes the DNA mutate. And so it goes back to a normal recipe. But there's a healing that I watch always when people have chemo, and it's like their body goes into cryo. cold, like deep freeze. And then there's a tube down the middle of her where the chemo goes through. Tell her when she's having chemo to picture a clear, sparkly liquid just going down a tube in the middle of her body. And then she's got cryo on both sides of her. And tell her to picture the cryo as those blue refreezable ice packs. And that's, kind of like the deep freeze kind of a thing on her tissues with that. The other thing is, if she's having side effects from the chemo, you may want to suggest to her that she explore acupuncture. I have many clients that go through chemo that as soon as they leave their chemo treatment infusion, they go to the acupuncture person and get that. And it really helps with the symptoms a lot.
Okay.
So suggest that to her. You are a good friend, my girl. My goodness, to call in for her. I hope she's feeling better, and I hope all that helps.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Okay. Take care, Dana. Bye-bye. All right. Let's go to Janice next. Hi, Janice.
Hi, Julie. Keeping with the Southern California theme here, I'm about 2 miles from the last caller.
Oh, my gosh. This is hysterical. How funny is that? Oh, my gosh.
I think everyone tonight has been Southern California.
So do you live with Mickey?
I am calling.
Do you live with Mickey Mouse?
I live very close to Mickey, but Mickey would not want to be here because I live with a house full of cats, all rescued, and that's why I'm calling.
Okay.
I have one in particular, possibly a second one that might be joining in, but I have one that has been peeing outside of the litter boxes in places in the house where he should not be peeing, and I'd like to know why and how I can stop it.
What's his name?
His name is Habibi.
Cute. Habibi, how cute is that? All right, I'm going to connect to you, Janice, and then from you to Habibi, and we're going to talk to that boy and see what the heck is going on. What's he thinking? He's peeing on his tree is what he's doing. He's marking his territory like dogs do. So, has he been neutered?
Yes, since he was a few months old, and he's 10 years old.
Yeah. So do you have a new cat in the house? Did you bring a new cat or cats in?
No. The last one that was brought in was 3 or 4 years ago, and I actually caught him once peeing in the house as well.
Yeah.
But the two of them are sleeping next to me. They are touching each other, so it's not like they have a hatred of each other.
Mm-mm.
But it seems to be a pissing contest between the two of them.
Literally. Oh, goodness. Well,
literally.
Did you change cat litter?
I don't like it.
No kidding.
Did you? No, there's like two brands that I switch back and forth between. And they both still use the litter boxes regularly. It's usually it happens at night when I'm sleeping. One will pee somewhere in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Could be on the floor, on my dresser, on my computer.
Well, he's told me twice, Janice. I've been talking to him while I've been listening to you because, we're girls. We can multitask. Sorry, guys that are listening, but it's a superpower for females that we can multitask. So he tells me he doesn't like the litter box stuff. He doesn't like the, whatever you call that, litter box stuff. What do you call that?
He doesn't like the actual litter, or he doesn't like the container that it's in?
He doesn't like the litter. He wants something with more clay in it. He's saying he doesn't like the litter that you put in the litter box for him to go in. He said it feels weird on his paws.
Okay.
So he's asking for something with more clay, more of a clay base in it. Does that make sense? I don't know anything about litter because I've never had a cat. But does that make sense to you, Janice?
I'll look into it.
Okay.
Well, I know
right.
certain cats, don't like all litters, so I can certainly look into that.
Yeah.
And if I change the litter, will he stop?
He's saying yes.
He's causing me a great deal of stress.
Yeah. He's saying be sure that you get one that doesn't have a lot of scent in it. He's not interested in a lot of scent. He's being very persnickety here and very bossy.
Well, it's funny. With the supply chain shortage, even cat litter has sometimes become hard to get the one that you want. And lately, I've had to buy ones with scent. But this problem has been going on with him for years. And my vet said it's simply a matter of bad behavior. He doesn't have a medical problem.
Mm-hmm. He's telling me that it feels weird on his paws. And he's showing me like he's lifting up his paws, like almost like it's if it was hot or something, how an animal will lift up their paws because it's uncomfortable. He's saying that that's what's going on. That's all. That's all.
I will change the litter. Thank you.
I hope that helps. Okay. Bye-bye. All right. Let's go to Christine next. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm terrific. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Been under a lot of stress. I've got a 3-year-old German Shepherd who the vets tell me that there's nothing they can do for him and that we just need to put him down.
Oh, no. What's going on?
I'm not believing it. So he has 3 autoimmune diseases.
Oh, gosh. Well, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break, and I'll get you back on over the break or after the break. So stay with us, everybody. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show, and we'll be right back with Christine and her 3-year-old German Shepherd. And we're back. Let's go back to Christine. Hi, Christine. Please tell everybody where you're located.
Hi, Julie. I'm in Ida, Michigan.
Okay,
it's
terrific.
in Monroe County.
All right. Okay. And what's your dog's name?
His name is Bo.
Oh, what's going on with Bo?
Well, earlier this spring, he started having problems with his butt area and diarrhea and blood. It was horrible. So I Googled and found out that what he has is perianal fistula. His rear end kind of looked like raw hamburger. I mean, there was like holes where there shouldn't be holes. And we've been to 2 different vets, and there's just like no help at all. They give him medicine, and they say, well, this is an autoimmune disease. There is no cure for it. My husband and I are both on disability. He's a cancer patient, so we don't have thousands of dollars to go to the vet all the time. So I took to Facebook and hit some groups, and I find out that not only does he have perianal fistula, he's also got EPI and SIBO, and they're all kind of related to the pancreas, the intestines. His body does not produce enzymes, so his food goes right through him. He's not getting any nutrition. He's lost a lot of weight. He's like really bony. He was over 100 pounds. And the last time we had him at the vet, he was 80. And he's like skin and bones. He looks terrible. And I have been trying, everything that I can. I guess they told me to get some B12 for him. And the stuff is called Pantonex. It's a enzyme supplement. So that his body can start absorbing his food. So I was doing that, and now recently, this past week, his diarrhea was so bad. My hands are just like so sore from mopping constantly. He's in the bathroom, in the sunroom, And
Okay.
it was diarrhea and blood from one wall to the next.
So have you thought about euthanizing him? Have you talked about that with your doctor? What's the status of that?
Yeah.
And that's so hard. It's such a hard decision to make.
It is, and it's like, if there's any possibility that he can be healed, if there's some energy that can heal him. This past week, he hasn't. It's been the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
He's been constipated now.
Okay. All right. So well, I've got him on my radar, Christine.
From one thing to another.
And so what I'm doing is he's got what they talk about malabsorption issues from leaky gut. And what I got when you first started talking about him was that he got into something. He ate something that really messed up his stomach and caused this. I don't know if it was a fertilizer or some kind of poison that was out or something. He ate something that's caused this. So what I've been working on while you've been talking is I've been watching a healing on his stomach and his GI tract. And leaky gut looks to me like these little slits in the intestinal wall. Like if you took a box cutter in there and made little slits, and then microscopic particles of food and toxins from the gut get into the bloodstream. And the body says, oh, crap, literally, we're under attack. And it's in a heightened immune response. And that's why things aren't working. So the good news is his spirit's in his body. He's not dying at the moment, even though it probably feels like it when you've been mopping up all this stuff. My goodness, you're a saint to be doing that. All right. So, Bo, do you want to be euthanized? He's saying not yet. Do you want some more time to try and heal? Yes. What can Christine do to help you? What I'm working on is those anal fissures and stitching those up right now, Christine. And he has 3 big ones that I can see. And I agree with you. His tissue looks like it's just raw hamburger in there. And what's happened is the skin, the tissue in there is split. So what can Christine, did they give you some kind of an ointment for him to use on his rear end? Yeah. Are you using that?
The problem was I actually couldn't use it because he was he was constantly dripping. So
okay.
I would put it on, but now he's completely different. He's constipated now. So my husband and I, we just gave him a nice shower and got him all cleaned up. And I was going to get the collar on and put some more of the cream on, and see if we can get the fistulas cleared up.
Yeah.
And
what I'm getting, Christine, is to use Vaseline in the meantime. Just use plain old Vaseline and put the collar on him so he can't lick it. And right now, his spirit's in his body. He's not dying. I think give it a little more time and see how he does. So good luck to Bo. My goodness. I'm so sorry that he's going through all of that. And thanks for calling. Okay, let's go back to the phones. And I believe our next caller is Kim. Hi, Kim.
Hi. Julie, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, too.
Good. Where are you? Where are you located?
I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Terrific. You got a question for me?
Well, I have been listening to you, and I've heard you do just an overall healing on somebody, just going in and seeing what needs to be fixed. And I just wondered if that's something you could do for me.
I can, but on this show, I don't have enough time. When I have you for an hour on a private session, we do that for the hour. But if you have a specific question, I'm happy to do that on the show just from a time management standpoint. Is there something in particular you want me to check, Kim?
No, I'm just saying, I'm probably just not a health condition, just more emotional condition, I guess. Not necessarily a health issue.
Okay. What's happening?
Just having a rough time in life, just feel like I'm struggling and just trying to heal myself and just been going through a lot the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm. And just
I just feel
depressed?
like I'm,
Are you depressed or anxious or all of the above?
I'm sad. I'm heartbroken. Yeah, all of the above. Heartbroken, sad, anxious.
Oh. Did you lose a loved one, Kim?
No, well, I not recently, no. I mean, I guess kind of, but it's just separating.
Okay.
I went through a separation.
Oh, like a divorce separation kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels like a death, doesn't it? It's wicked. I gotcha. I'm with you. Okay. All right. What
and I've lost so many people along the way with them.
Yeah. Oh, what you can do in the meantime as you're going through this, couple of things. I'm being led to describe to you what I talk to people about when they've lost a loved one and they're grieving, because it's basically the same thing. You're grieving a loved one in a separation. And when you're feeling sad, I want you to picture ocean waves, because grief is much like the ocean. You've got a calm ocean, and then the wave comes crashing in when it hits the sand, hits the beach with a lot of force and hurts like crazy if you're in the middle of it, especially if you're in the middle of a storm or something. And then what happens? The wave recedes. So when you're in those waves of grief, just envision that wave coming in and know that it's going to go back out. And then envision it's going to come back in and it's going to go back out. And you know how we have high tide and low tide? You're going to have times where you're feeling a lot of grief. You're going to have times where you're not. So the best thing that you can do is roll with it. Envision that wave going back out. That's number one. Number two is get sunlight. Go out for walks. Are you going out for walks? Are you getting outside at all, Kim?
Yeah, a little bit, probably not enough.
Yep. Sunlight is just so helpful when we're sad. It's helpful just to stay in good health, period. But you just want to get sunlight. Get at least 20 minutes of sunlight, preferably in the morning. Do you go to work somewhere? Can you take a walk in the morning?
Yeah.
Get some sunlight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do that, get sunlight, and get at least 20 minutes or 30 minutes is even better of exercise. Go for a walk. You do not need to be a power walker. Just go for a walk. Be in the sun. Even when it starts to get cold up there, just bundle up, get outside, and do that. That's going to help a lot, too. And then the third thing is, are you involved in, do you have any kind of a community to support yourself? You said you lost a lot of people with the breakup, and that happens, people that are in your life for a long time, other family members, of the person with whom you're splitting. That's tough. Do you have other support systems that can help you?
I've been trying to find some. I haven't had much luck.
Okay. Do you go to a church? Do you go to, do you have any kind of civic, things that you're involved in? The best thing that you can do is get involved in philanthropic things. A good place to start is the library, believe it or not. There are friends of the library, and they do fundraisers and they do book sales and they do stuff like that. And that's a really good place. That's a local place that you can go to where you can meet new people. It's just you finding a new tribe. Find people to be around people. If you're not with anybody, what I do when my husband's out of town, just because I need to be around people, is sometimes I'll just go walk around Target. I don't even buy anything, but I'll get a cart and I'll just walk the aisles of Target, and then I'll just say hi to people and smile. And when you smile at somebody, what happens is they're going to smile back. You're going to make them feel better. You're going to make yourself feel a lot better, too. So try all of those things, and hopefully that will help. Thanks for calling. All righty, everybody. That's it for this week. What a treat to get to talk to the people I did. For those of you that I didn't get to, please call in next week, and I'll do my best to get you on. Sending you all lots of love. Mwah, from Sweet Home, Alabama. Bye, everybody.
joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Instagram and YouTube at Ask Julie Ryan and like her on Facebook at Ask Julie Ryan. To schedule an appointment or submit a question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.
This show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be medical, psychological, financial, or legal advice. Please contact a licensed professional. The Ask Julie Ryan Show, Julie Ryan and all parties involved in producing, recording, and distributing it assume no responsibility for listeners' actions based on any information heard on this or any Ask Julie Ryan shows or podcasts.